27th lesson. This lesson presents the indirect speech, or also called reported speech, to report what is said. When we report something, we use a reporting verb which is the pillar for the rest of the sentence. Why? Pay attention to the example. Mike, Jane said. Jane said that she loved Mike. Or, I love you, Mike, Jane says. Jane says that she loves Mike. Note, when the reporting verb is in the past, there is a change in the tense of the spoken verb, like in the first example. Jane said, that's the reporting verb, that she loved Mike. Loved is the change in the tense of the spoken verb. In the second example, Jane says that she loves Mike. There is no change in the tense, because the reporting verb is in the present tense. The reporting verb to say is usually used with the actual words spoken, while the reporting verb to tell is usually used with the idea of what was said, except in the imperative sentences. However, to say can be used in both senses. Certain verb tense changes occur within a rule when the reporting verb is in the simple past. Future will become conditional. Future continuous will become conditional continuous. Simple present, simple past. Simple past, past perfect. Present continuous, past continuous. Present perfect, past perfect. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. Imperative, infinitive. Negative imperative, not plus infinitive. The reporting verb used to introduce imperative in indirect speech is tell or told. Certain changes are necessary in pronouns and possessive adjectives to keep the situation coherent. Example, he said, I like my new house. Reporting, he said that he liked his new house. Time expressions must be suited to the time of speaking. Today must be that day. Yesterday, the day before. Tomorrow, the following day. Now, then. Yet, until that moment. Example, Mike said, I will read that book tomorrow. Mike said he would read that book the following day. Here and there are usually substituted by phrases which explain better the referential. Example, he said, sit here. He told her to sit beside him. The use of that is optional. Example, he said he liked her, or he said that he liked her.
As usual, Big Mouth Bill was leaning against the bar and telling anyone who would hear his latest exploits. He was so entertained by his own story and bullhorn voice that he never heard the saloon's swinging door opening and closing or the breathless hush that fell. He was just saying that the creep had begged his pardon on his knees and added that he said he would be kind and that he would let Cactus Kid get up if he promised to disappear. He first noticed that something was wrong when the barman, white as a sheet, pointed a trembling finger towards the door and whispered to him to shut up and turn around. Bill looked round and saw that everyone had moved away from him, and then he slowly turned round. He felt his knees become jelly. He was looking at himself reflected on Cactus Kid's steely eyes. Kid asked him,
what was it exactly that I said when I was on my knees?
Bill managed to stammer that he must have heard it wrong, as he hadn't said Cactus Kid, but Cactus Sam. Kid's face deepened into a frown, and through closed lips he asked,
Are you calling me a liar? Maybe we ought to step outside and decide this.
Then he spun on his heels and started out. Bill drew his gun out quickly and told Kid to drop his guns, because he might not be too truthful or honest, but he sure as all hell wasn't stupid enough to face one of the fastest men in the West. Then he told the barman to run and get the sheriff. After he had dropped his guns, Kid shook his head and said he didn't know what the West was coming to. No one had any principles anymore. There were no real men left. Bill told him that it was the modern age and progress, and then told him he should get used to it.